Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over my vision board here for 2024, trying to fit all of it in there. I just want to run through kind of like what's on there. I showed you what was on my vision board at the beginning of the year or the end of last year or something. But I just kind of want to run through what was on there, and I'm going to be cutting it up. I have some scissors, and I'm going to be cutting out like what I want to continue to try to do next year, because some of these things I didn't do and I'm probably not going to do by the end of the year, and I'm just going to carry them over, but some things I did do, and I want to celebrate that and just kind of chop it up and Frankenstein it into something new for next year. So yeah, I know it's like October, it's not December when I would normally do it. My mom is coming to visit in November, and I think we are going to do vision boards then because she wanted to join me and Alyssa. And so I'll show you my vision board when I do that one, but this will be like a sneak peek at like what am I working on this next year. I really prefer the vision board method as opposed to the like list method of goals. One, because I'm a visual person, so I like seeing it. Two, it's nice to have just like hanging in on my wall, like next to my door to my bathroom, so that I look at it all the time and I remember what the goals are. And three, I think just, even when I don't pay attention to it, I think just seeing the images kind of like subliminally tells my brain like, hey, remember goals and those things, we should do those. And I think I did really well this year. And then also that way it's like, it might be a tangible goal as far as like, I want to accomplish X. Like for me, like one of them was like breast reduction. But it also might just be like a general goal. And I know there's like a whole thing about SMART goals and like you need to have like a specific measurable thing. And I think that works for some people, but it does not work great for me all the time. And I think especially for like recovering perfectionists, that more just having like, I want this vibe is sometimes easier. To be like, I want to get better at blank. And like, how will I know that I'm better? I'm gonna know. Something is on my sock. Icky. I'm gonna know I'm getting better because I know myself and I know where I started and I know where I'm ending. So, it's like there's something, and some of my goals are just like hard to quantify. Like, one of them was like, oh, I want like a more serene mind, and it's like, how do I quantify that measurably? And for me it's like, oh, I feel calmer in my life, and that's the measurement. But like that's not easily measurable. So stuff like that, I do like the vision board, because then it's just like, hey, here's the vibes we're going for, and do I feel we've gotten closer to the vibes? And for most of these, yeah. So let me start. I'm gonna kind of hack and slash the whole thing. So let me like kind of cut out a section I'll show you, and then I can go over like what I think we did, what I think we didn't do, if we want to carry something over, if we don't. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. We're just doing like a vision board autopsy. Maybe that's what I'll call the video. And yeah, we'll do that, and I'll show you what's going on. This is actually kind of easy for me because I divided them up into sections, kind of like area. What's the word? There's like, you have like a central idea and then a bunch of ideas expanding from it. That idea map, I don't remember the word. Anyway, so one of the words I picked out for last year was serene. And just like that, I wanted to make my mind and body more calm and serene. I have a lot of anxiety in my life, and most of that is self-inflicted. And so I was like, how can I fix that? And I didn't spend a ton of time on this in the early part of the year. I was very focused on the weight loss of it all, so that I could get a breast reduction, and that was kind of the main focus. However, in the last like few months, I've been reading a lot of self-psychology books, truly this whole year, but especially in the last like 4 or 5 months, I've been reading a lot of self-psychology books, reading a lot of books about Buddhism and like other forms of thought that are interesting to me, and I think that's helped me a ton. I haven't been able to do yoga for a minute because of the surgery, but before my surgery I started doing yoga regularly again, which I have like done yoga before regularly, and it was like really good for me, like was like really good for my pain, since most of my pain appears to be like muscular strain. So really good for the pain, for the stretching, and then really good for the brain, for just like calmly like being in your body, paying attention to it, and like trying to cut off your brain from just like obsessive thought, which is generally my problem. and just too many thoughts, too fast. I have ADHD, I'm sure I've talked about. I'm pretty sure I have autism, maybe have OCD. Who's to say? My therapist has suggested it. I'm not sure that I do, but I definitely have like obsessive thought tendencies, if nothing else. So, yeah. And I was like, would love for the brain to be calmer because I think that would just really help my life in general. So in this section, I also put in new vehicle here. It was just nearby. We did get our new vehicle. We actually got that before the end of last year, but I wanted to put it on there and just be like, look, we did it. And I love this car. It's wonderful. It's a Ford, let me remember. It's a Ford Mustang Mach-E California Route 1, I think. And it's just an electric Mustang, basically. But love it. I think it's wonderful. It's the best car I've ever owned. It's like consistently performed really well. I've had no problems with it. I bought it new, which I would not recommend generally doing. But I knew I was going to take really good care of it, and I was like, whatever. And I love it. I think it's a wonderful car. So nice. Happy with that. I also had this Panda Express fortune because sometimes they give me fortunes that are like really nice, and I want to use as like affirmations. And this one said, you have the ability to undertake and complete anything you desire. And I said, thanks, Panda Express. I'm going to cut that out of here, honestly, and I might add that to my list of affirmations because I agree. My current like mantra for affirmations is I have infinite power to manifest whatever I desire. So similar vibes. Appreciate that. Put a plant on here to have more plants. I don't have any plants that I take care of. All of my plants are fake. So didn't do that one. Maybe that one goes to the next one. But yeah, personal growth. I already put a check mark there. I've done a ton of personal growth this year. Really happy about it. I want to talk at some point about the like various self-help books I've read and kind of condense like what I think are useful. They do all have similar information. Generally, it's all basically applied Buddhism, to be honest. So if you want a shortcut, just read books about Buddhism, and then you're probably good. But I did think having it applied is like helpful, especially if you have a specific issue. And then if it's more like interpersonal issue, sometimes it's helpful to have more information about those things, or if it's like a very specific one. So I might go like make a video. It's like top 10 self-help books I've read and what they're for or whatever. I think that'd be fun. But anyway, personal growth, we've been doing really good. Your best brain, we're doing great. We're really getting there. I'm really happy with the state of my mental health right now, as far as like what I've been working on in therapy, what I've been working on personally at home, like with these self-help books and just like reprogramming my brain in general. And then, yeah, so I'm really happy with that. I have a meditation lady here, which I have started meditating a little bit. Probably need to meditate more. I should say probably, definitely need to meditate more. So I'm gonna work on that next year. So I probably just print a new picture, but yeah, she'll be coming with me. I've got a chakra balancing here, and I've been learning a lot about chakras actually with both of these. This is kind of just like interfaith in general, like learn more about other religions, which I also have been doing. And then pain relief I put on here, and I have a check mark against it. I have a check mark on it because stretching has been huge for my pain relief, and then also the breast reduction has been huge for my back pain relief. So really highly improved, which is also highly improved my mental state, obviously, when you're not constantly in a lot of pain. Now it's just some pain, and it's much more available to me. It's much more obvious to me where the pain is and what it is. Because before it was kind of all over pain, and I was just like, I don't know. And I was like, I went and got a fibromyalgia diagnosis, which I think now is wrong. I think I just had like muscle pain all over, and it's hard for them to know. But it's, I used to just kind of feel uncomfortable in all parts of my body. And so it was hard for me to be like, this part hurts, to stretch or do whatever, because all of it hurt. But now that I've been doing like a lot of stretching in various areas of my body, just kind of constantly, and I can feel them loosening up and getting less painful, I'm like, oh, okay. So now I can feel specifically, like right now, I've got like tension in like my upper back, but I could tell that's where it is, and like my elbows, my wrists, but I know where it is, versus before it was just kind of like, ow, it feels bad all over. It feels like my whole body's on fire, like inflamed. I mean, not like actually literally on fire. Wouldn't know. But anyway, so pain relief, huge improvement, amazing improvement, and truly didn't put a lot of effort into it until recently when I started stretching a bunch the last couple months, and it's kind of fixed it. So I recommend stretching if you're in pain. And I also recommend, like, I think some of this is kind of like manifesting. It's like I didn't put a ton of effort into that, but I put it on here because I was like, wouldn't that be nice? And worked. So also put stuff on there that's just like, hey, these are the vibes, you know? And then maybe it just, your brain puts it in there. You tell the universe this is what I want, gives it to you. There's a quote from Halloween Town where Aggie says, they ask her how to do magic, and she says something like, you just think of what you want and then let yourself have it. And I was like, ooh, we're manifesting. So yeah, that's kind of this section. I think most of this I've got pretty good. Like, we're improving the confidence. Gut health, I definitely need to move to next year. I just have done a bunch of research recently about the gut brain connection and like what to eat and like supplements to take for your gut to hopefully improve like your inflammation and just your gut, microbiota? I know words in general. So I'm going to carry that one over to next year for sure. So let me cut that out. But otherwise, like, good confidence, we're doing good. I did put that I wanted a hot tub on here, and I didn't get a hot tub. It's probably gonna have to wait. But you know, maybe next year, we'll see. I do think that would improve my pain issues that I still have somewhat. But yeah, this section, really good. Optimism, peak that it's ever been in my life. Serene, wonderful. So A+ on this section. Okay, next section we got, this is my sculpted section with my word right there, because this was kind of like how I want my body to be, and I wanted to be sculpted to my liking. So on here we got success on this cake says congrats on your new tits. So we did that, we got our breast reduction, very exciting, we lost a bunch of weight, very exciting for that. Most of these are like other stuff I want to do to my body to make it look how I want. Which is like, we got a walking lady here. I have been walking regularly, it's good. We've got some fun yoga, Pilates situations going on. I have started doing those. But a lot of this is like fitness. We're still not great at our fitness. I actually just got a DEXA body scan. I'm gonna talk about that in another video. But fitness is gonna be a huge goal for next year. And I'm working on like thinking of new words for like my themes. And this one might carry over, but I might try to think of another one that's like same vibe. But yeah. And then tattoos, probably gonna have to wait until I'm done with my fitness stuff because I'm trying to lose probably some more weight. I'm definitely wanting to gain some more muscle and just kind of recomp what I've got going on right now. And then after that, once I get to like a comfortable weight for me, I want to wait like 6 months like you have to, and then get skin removal surgery because I do have some excess skin on like my upper arms. I've got some on my gut, and I'm gonna have more if I lose more weight and like do, you know, some like body recomping with like getting more muscle in different places. It'll, you know, change the shape and thereby give me more skin to take off. So I'm gonna, it's gonna be probably a minute. I want to get tattoos after that, so it'll be a minute, but we got that on here. We've got like, I want to get a stack going on the ear. I had a lip piercing and it closed during my surgery. It was out for like, I don't know, for like 6 to 7 hours, and it closed even though I'd had it since November. So it just, I think, not meant to be. Not meant to be for I have a little cute lip piercing. I'm fine with my nose piercing. I think it's lovely. And so I think we're going to move on to ears. One of my ears is closed, so pretty soon I'm going to get it repierced now that I'm healed from my surgery fully. And then I want to start working on a stack and schedule with my piercer like how long that's going to take. But I think that'll be really cute and fun. I love to adorn myself, and so great news. That'll be great. But yeah, that's kind of what's on here. I've got like nutrition and health on here, which I also want to start working more on. But, whoops, bye. But yeah, so that section is gonna, I'm probably not gonna carry over with the pictures there, but most of those goals are going to carry over, besides like we did get our new tits. And yeah, that was the main one. That was my main goal for the year, so I feel pretty good about that. Good job, me. Okay, running through this top section really fast. This was like some trips I wanted to go on this year. I went on none of them. But I went on other trips, that's fine. But I want to take a trip down to Florida, not right now. I hope everybody's okay. Hurricane Milton stuff is happening and it seems awful. But I do want to take a trip down to Florida sometime to go to like theme parks. I haven't really been to Florida like except once, just to wait for my what is it called? Cruise ship. When I went on the Impractical Jokers cruise, which is so fun. Maybe I'll talk about that sometime. But and then I had one to go to Maine. Haven't done that yet. I have a friend who lives in Maine. She's coming in November. But I want to go visit her because Maine seems beautiful and I've never been there. So maybe next year we could do that. And then this was like a road trip kind of situation I planned with my sister that we haven't got to do yet because she has been like waiting on school stuff. It's like not coming through and I feel really bad for her. And it was like, celebration, my school stuff's done, and it's like still not done. So once we have that figured out, we can go on our trip and I think it'll be a really good time. But anyway, that was why there's a lighthouse, because of Maine. That's why there's this, because it was supposed to be a road trip with my sister. And then this is just bags in general. I also on a different one had this like whatever. This is a place, I think in the Mediterranean. I didn't go there. I put a check mark though, because that was just my Europe as a concept. And my niece and I did go to Germany. I'm gonna have a vlog about that eventually. Yeah, so this section is kind of just a wash a little bit, but that's fine, happens. Learn how to make pasta, haven't done that. Stand mixer, this was supposed to be like, we're baking, and you know, we were baking somewhat. Not a ton this year because of the weight loss and the things. And then also my D&D group, on Mondays that I normally bake for, we went back to the place that we play at publicly instead of my DM's house, and so it's harder for me to bring baked goods, and it's just like, I don't know. So we're not worried about that, but that's this section there. All right, and here's some more carryover goals, and I like these just to show them really quick, like things I did not really do, but to be like, hey, you know, like your goal doesn't have to end just because the year ended. It's not like you have to accomplish all these things definitely by the end of this year. That's part of why I want to kind of start planning my goals now, even though it's not, you know, the year's not over, because why not? You know, like it doesn't have to be at calendar year just because. So cooking, I didn't really learn how to cook this year. I bought a bunch of cookbooks to learn how to cook and I haven't used them because I was so focused on the dieting of it all. And if I tried to force myself to learn to cook while I was just trying to not, you know, overeat, it was going to be a problem. So more cooking this year though. And I am getting better at cooking and I really like cooking. So happy about that. Canning, I do want to learn how to can. And I just recently learned for the microbiota stuff I was talking about with like the gut health, that it's really good to eat fermented foods. And so I would like to start like pickling my own vegetables and stuff. And I think that'll be really good. I did get some cute like colorful dishes and some cute colorful cups that I just kind of put on here because I saw them. I did fix my bike, so now I can ride my bike. I'm still exhausted by it and it's like squeaking weird, so I think I need to tighten one of the brakes or something, but we'll see. I put tarot on here. I have been using tarot more. I put money saver, haven't been doing that but we're gonna work on it next year. I want to work on my financial kind of personal goals and my financial like illiteracy. I have a lot of like a scarcity mindset issues from like childhood of just growing up like kind of poor, and thereby not always being smart with money and being afraid of it. And so I would like to stop doing that. So that's one of my goals for next year. So maybe I'll save that one. And then a lot of this was just about creativity and stuff. And so I want to carry that over as well. And then I had bilingual up here because I do want to start learning some languages. Haven't really started doing that. Wanted to do that when I was like recovering from surgery, but my brain was mush. So I couldn't possibly have. But, you know, we'll just carry it over. We'll work on that next year. We'll be bilingual next year. I'm just gonna leave this as like a big long section here. I want to start doing like embroidery. I think that would be fun. Haven't started doing that. Just put this on here for hashtag just gay, you know, good time. I put compose on here because I want to start writing music and like also like writing like novels, and I'm working on like some creative writing stuff. Same with like the Vampire Teeth was like my roommate and I want to write a vampire novel together, which we talk about. We haven't like put a ton of like elbow grease into, but we're gonna be working on it. And then gardening, didn't try at all. So maybe this year we'll see. Cake decorating, I'm sort of learning how to do, kinda. Not recently, but I would love to. Crocheting, I have crochet stuff. I was planning on learning to do that during surgery, and then I wasn't supposed to like move my arms too much, so I didn't. But we could still do it. Roller skating, I want to learn how to roller skate. I got roller skates, I just need to do it. Although all of my stretching and my like stability work is going to help with that a lot and like make that a lot easier for me, so that's exciting. And then I want to learn how to make dice, like D&D dice. I have some gear for it, I just need to do it. And then some of this I have been doing, like YouTube stuff. I have like editing here, and then just like art stuff in general that I want to work on. But yeah, that's kind of the end there of that. And you know, plenty of those I do want to try to do again next year, so I'm going to go through that, like make a list of like what are the things I want to do next year, and then try to hunt down like photos that I can do, or start cutting out like magazine stuff, looking for my stuff. And then yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I just wanted to show you kind of like what the process is of like, you know, kind of dissecting that at the end of the year, going through it and being like, what did I do, what didn't I do? I feel like I actually accomplished a lot of stuff on there, mostly about the, like I said, mental stuff and like physical stuff. And then next year I want to do more like creative stuff. But even now, like I feel much more confident in my ability to like learn to do things. Like I recently started learning how to play piano, and I'm going to show you kind of how bad I am at piano right now, so that, you know, maybe by the end of next year, or even, you know, just like soon, you know, the next few months or whatever, we can see my progress and like how I'm doing, you know, because I think a lot of times people just don't show their progress, like don't show where they started when they weren't good at stuff. And I want to show that more, because I want more people to be motivated. Like you can do anything that you want to do. You just have to like believe in it and like commit to it, right? And so like that's hard, but also things are so much more doable than I feel like a lot of people give themselves credit for. And so I just want to, you know, show my shitty piano playing and like improvement hopefully, so that hopefully other people are like, hey, I can do stuff too. But anyway, that's kind of it for this video. I just wanted to walk you through that and kind of show you where I'm at. And yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff coming up that I'm working on. Like I want to show you my piano. I want to do a video where I'm showing you kind of like how I'm improving my physical health, like what I'm working on, like what my goals are for next year for my physical health, because I'm really excited about some of them. I think it's gonna be really fun. And yeah, thanks for joining me, listening to me blabber about whatever, and appreciate you. Think you're awesome, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.